Rachel. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to, as I'm posting this, we are one month away from hearing the Tortured Poets Department, which is highly anticipated by me. I literally cannot believe we are a month away from the Tortured Poets Department, Taylor's 11th album. It is so crazy that I have been anticipating and looking forward to Taylor release days ever since TS3. Speak Now. Speak Now was the first release day that I was like counting down to, and it's so crazy that we are on number 11. I can no longer count on both hands how many albums Taylor Swift has. Like now we are on 10 and we have to add a finger. Like that is so crazy. But I don't know about you guys, this has seemed like such a long wait from when Taylor announced the Tortured Poets Department at the Grammys, and then there was something about when she announced that track list so soon after and having such a long wait after, I have not stopped thinking about said track list since it dropped. So I wanted to sit here and try and rank the Tortured Poets Department before we even hear it. And let me just say, I adore all of Taylor's songs. There is not one Taylor Swift song that I do not like. So this is in no way, shape, or form saying, oh, I don't like this title. This is merely just based on vibes, okay? Like this is just a vibe video where I'm doing this before because I don't think I'm gonna be able to rank it once it comes out. Like I'll probably have some absolute favorites, I always do, but I will not be able to like toy with the idea of putting one last. So anyways, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and kick this off and we're going to rank the Tortured Poets Department purely based on the title track names and the vibes. Okay, number 20. So we're gonna get 20 new tracks, including the bonus tracks that we'll be getting. They are on this list. So at number 20, I have Fortnite. Now, I say this because I'm just like, the thing is, I adore Taylor's collaborations. I always love Taylor's collabs. Like, whenever she collabs with Ed Sheeran, chef's kiss. Lana Del Rey and Snow on the Beach, chef's kiss. Like, I never know what to anticipate. However, I never doubt her, okay? Like, I thoroughly believe in Taylor's collaborations. However, I just don't know what to expect for this song. A fortnight, with that spelling, is a 2-week period. So the thing is, I just don't know what to expect, and by the title, it just makes me think of the video game, as silly as that sounds, so I did put it at 20. I'm not a gamer, so it's just like, the thing is, I was so drawn to like more of the other titles, if that makes sense. And number 19 is the Tortured Poets Department. Now watch, this will probably be my all-time favorite track. The Tortured Poets Department title track is one where I'm like, okay, here's the thing about it. I didn't know where to put it on this ranking, and we haven't even heard the album, and I'm already being obnoxious about this. The thing is, like, I just don't know where I'm gonna put it because I don't know how, like, it's obviously going to summarize, I think, the album, and it's track 2, and Taylor obviously named the album this based on this song, so it has to be so impactful and wrap this album and the storyline of this album just a little bow, if you will. I think this song is going to be so impactful. I just don't know what the hell to expect, so I did put it at number 19, just merely based on the title. Number 18, I put The Black Dog. I put The Black Dog at number 18 because, listen, again, I was really trying to just base these on vibes, and I put The Black Dog at number 18 because I'm not sure what the vibe is going to be. A black dog has been the symbol of like depression or darkness, and it also has been like the symbol of like a hellish dog. So I'm not sure what to expect. I think this one's gonna be a sad song. And let me tell you something, I'm a sucker for Taylor sad songs, so it will probably be, all of these are gonna end up at my number 1. Don't you worry. Number 17, Who's Afraid of Little Ol' Me? I just, listen, this one, I just don't know what to say. I think this one's going to wreck me more than I'm able to comprehend at the moment before I hear this. So I am like, this one, Emma was talking about this one, and she said about this one, she was like, you know, I think this one is going to be Taylor's song. Like, why are you afraid of me? Like, when the lights go out and my mic is cut off and, you know, the stadium is packed up and my costume is not on and my stage makeup's not on, I'm just Taylor. Like, I think it's going to be so heartbreaking. I think that this is what that one's gonna be about. So for my mind right now, I did put it at number 17 because I can't even begin to comprehend how I'm gonna feel listening to that. That's the truth. Number 16 is the manuscript. Now, the manuscript is a thing that is unwritten. It's written everything except formally, is what I can gather from the definition. This was the first bonus track that we got when she announced the Tortured Poets Department. So I think this is going to be the one that's like at Target and everything like that. And let me just say, I think this is going to be such, again, I'm going to use the word impactful song, because I think that this is going to be the song that's like, hey, these were the things that were left unsaid. And the fact that it's a bonus track, like right after Clarabow. Clarabow is the last song on the standard edition, but then there's a bonus track of the manuscript that Taylor obviously wants us to hear, and I think it's going to fold into closing out the album perfectly. And so I am very intrigued. At number 15, I have The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. I put this one at number 15 because I didn't know where to put it, and I think this one is going to be about somebody having a big ego. However, I think that it's gonna be somebody who makes Taylor feel about this big when he thinks he's like such big on his ego and everything like that. He doesn't realize, or she, but we're gonna go with a certain British man, not realizing that he is, you know, really the smallest man who ever lived. He thinks in his head that his ego is so big, but he's really the smallest man who ever lived when it comes to talking to others and his significant other at the time. And I think also this one's going to wreck me, so I live in a state of delusion for the next month that Taylor Swift has never had her feelings hurt, except that's just not the thing, because all her other albums tell me that she has had her feelings hurt. But the Tortured Poets Department is just going to tell me that again, and I know that, and so that is why I put it at number 15. Number 14, Guilty as Sin? Question mark. Now, this one has very much intrigued me since somebody brought up the point that this is a lyric in Carolina that she wrote for Where the Crawdads Sing, and this could have no correlation, or it could somehow have a correlation. Maybe she was writing and maybe like, hey, this actually does fit into the movie, I'll use this lyric. But it could not tie at all. But there is a lyric that says, why for years they've said that I was guilty of sin and sleep in a liar's bed. So I'm just very curious if that has any correlation, or like I said, it might not because it was for a soundtrack. It's most likely it doesn't, but it still is very intriguing to me what this song is going to be about. Like, is Taylor gonna feel guilty as sin, or is it gonna be about like another perspective? Like, I'm very, very curious to see where this song takes us. Number 13 is the Albatross. I honestly, as I say this, I think the Albatross is one of my most highly anticipated, because an Albatross, here I go again, here comes the Albatross expert, just kidding. But I did go on Google, and the Albatross is a bird, but the first 6 years of the bird's life, it has a very long wingspan, and it just soars over the ocean, and it never fully lands. Now, knowing Taylor Swift, that means something. That absolutely means something. Like, that's not a coincidence, like Taylor wrote the song and like, oh, like, no, like that's definitely correlated, and that's insane. And the Albatross, there's also a poem that says you have an albatross, somebody who is holding you back. You have an albatross around your neck, which means somebody is holding you back from what you fully can have in life, or if you will, bejeweled. And so honestly, I think me putting this at number 13 is a little silly. However, we've got to rank it somehow. Number 12, The Bolter. This one I feel like is going to be an absolute bop. I feel like this one personally is going to be like the song that's like gonna carry the bonus tracks in the regards of, yeah, every time there was a conflict, out the door. Yeah, we could never have a conversation, like it was just always one step out the door, and we could never have a conversation. Like, I feel like this one is going to be an absolute bop. Watch me be completely wrong on that. Number 11 is The Alchemy. The Alchemy is turning things into gold. Now, this could go in two ways. This could go two ways for me as I see in my head, and Taylor Swift is definitely going to tell me that these two ways are wrong. However, turning things into gold. This could be her finding herself again after a relationship, or having strength to turn herself back into gold instead of deep blue, as she, you know, I only say that because Dancing with Her Hands Tied, and I am a Dancing with Her Hands Tied stan. But, you know, maybe it's a song about Taylor finding herself and turning herself back into gold. Or it could be, hey, I'm desperately trying, this is near the end of the album, I'm desperately trying to make these things work, and I'm desperately trying to like turn us into gold, but you just keep, you know, the gold is not golding here. It could be that perception. So I'm very curious to see this song. I love a song that has a unique title to it. So I could not put the Alchemy any lower than 11. I really couldn't, because I think that this one is just gonna just be so complex and so cool and unique. Like I said, I love the fun titles, unique titles, if you will. The ones that are just not like so surface level vocabulary, it kind of like makes you think. Number 10, I put LOML. Now, that usually means love of my life. However, I have the sneaky suspicion that Taylor Swift is not gonna have it mean love of my life. I think if she was gonna say love of my life, I think that she would have just literally written as LOML. However, I do have this idea in my head. You know how when somebody texts you and you're supposed to say I love you, or you're hanging up with somebody and you're supposed to say I love you instead of just love you? There's something so passive about just not putting the I in front of that, and maybe it's like, okay, this person wasn't even giving me the effort to type out the full bit, if you will. I don't know. Maybe it's like somebody who wasn't giving enough effort. Like, you say LOML, but do you really mean that? Like, maybe that's the kind of perception it's gonna have, but I'm very intrigued to see if it means loss of my life, if it means loser of my life, if it means, you know, London of my life. Like, I don't know what it's gonna mean. So you know, I'm very intrigued to see if Taylor is going to change the meaning of LOML. Number 9 is So Long London. Now, I put this at number 9 because, listen, I can't, now we're getting into the territory where I could not pick, okay? This one I should really have as my number 1, because when I tell you, when I read the track list, this was the first song that my eyeballs that I have been gifted went to, okay? My eyes locked with this title and fixated and fixated and fixated and fixated. She lived in London. She lived in a foreign country when she lived in America her whole life to be with some British man. You know, and she packed up her life, and So Long London, it's number 5. And if you guys know, track 5 is always the most vulnerable, emotional song on the album, it seems, and Taylor knows that, and so she strategically put it there, and I know that for a fact. Like, you don't even have, that's not even a guess. Like, she did that on purpose. And this one's gonna be about packing it up after all these years, I think, and having a new beginning, and that's gonna break my heart. That is just gonna break my heart. Number 8 is But Daddy, I Love Him. Another song that my eyes absolutely glued to. This one I think is going to be very, very like, but daddy, I love him. Like, I see things in him that you don't see. We have this amazing bond. Like, things are right most of the time. But like, then her dad is like, hey, like, yeah, I appreciate your relationship, but I see you crying. I see you upset. I see you worked up. I see that you're not yourself lately, you know? And I think it's kind of going to be an inward battle with herself and, you know, maybe those who love her and know her best. And a lot of people have brought up the point that the Little Mermaid, in the Little Mermaid, for Ariel to talk to Prince Eric, she does lose her voice. And so maybe it's kind of like a play on the Little Mermaid. I don't know. I can't stop thinking about this. Number 7, I have Florida with exclamation points. Now, Florida was the first place that she played after the news that they broke up. So I am very intrigued to see if it's like that. Maybe it's like, I was trying my best in Florida. Maybe the exclamation points in Florida are sarcastic. Maybe they're not like, oh, I'm so excited to be here. Or it could be that I am so excited to be here. This is my relief. This could be not sarcastic to have the little exclamation points. I think it's either gonna be like, oh my gosh, like I'm so excited to be here in Florida with my crowd, with my fans, because they take me out of all of this that I'm dealing when the spotlight's out. Or it could be sarcastic, or not sarcastic, but kind of like, I don't really mean the exclamation points, because when I think about this, I just want to curl up and consume what has just happened to me and the change in my life, but I still have to put on my makeup, put on my outfit, and go sing. You know, it could be like that. But I tend to think, I don't know, this one is also with Florence and the Machine and Scott Swift. He met a couple fans the other day, and Scott Swift, Papa Swift himself, said that Florida is his favorite, and I trust him. So then at number 6, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. Now, I don't know why, but when Emma said, I think that this is going to be the song that Taylor relates to us, I have not stopped thinking about that since Emma told me that. What she meant by that is, I'm having all this happen to me, but I still have you guys. I can still go on stage, maybe singing Lover, you know, isn't the happiest for me right now, but seeing you guys sing it back to me is. Seeing you guys sing these words back to me is. And let me tell you, if that is accurate, I can literally feel myself like get a lump in my throat just talking about this. If that is how the song is gonna go, I'm gonna need the biggest stack of All Too Well tissues that anybody's ever seen. Like, that one will bring me the most to my knees, like if that is what it's actually about. Number 5, I Can Fix Him, No I Really Can. Oh, I am so excited to hear this one. This one just gives me, oh, he's doing these problematic things. He's doing this and that and this and that. However, I can fix him. But like, no, I really can. Like, you know, I can fix him, and then maybe she'll list a couple things that he's doing problematic, but I really can't fix him. Like, hold on, but I really can't fix him. I feel like this one is going to be an absolute bop, and I could be exactly wrong, and on the opposite end of that, it could be a slower song. But you know what? That title in itself is telling me that Rachel is intrigued. I'm intrigued by all of these. Number 4 is also one that I can't stop thinking about, and coincidentally, it's number 4 on the track list too, Down Bad. I am so, like, I can't stop thinking about this. Down bad means like, oh, I'm down bad. Like, you know, when Taylor looks at Travis a certain way and we're like, oh my God, she's down bad for that guy. Or, oh my God, the way he's like looking at her, like he's down bad for her too. But I think in this sense, I think it's gonna be about, she was literally down bad. I think it was maybe a song that she wrote during, you know, maybe when she was contemplating, you know, ending things, or maybe she was contemplating making this big change in her life, or something to that degree. I don't think that it's gonna be like the play on words that we usually use, like the, oh, she's down bad. Or it could be. I don't know. We're gonna find out on April 19th. Listen to me. I have not stopped thinking about this song. Specifically over like the last week, I've been like fixated on this. Clara Bow. Now, this really started because I think that this is going to be a song, obviously, about Taylor relating to Clara Bow. Clara Bow was in the silent era in film, and she was famous in the 1920s, and she was the it girl, but she also struggled in her quiet moments. Okay, I want you guys to, after this video, go listen to a song by Kelsea Ballerini that's called Marilyn. It is absolutely one of my favorite Kelsea Ballerini songs, and it's literally about, there's a lyric that says, do you miss Norma Jean, or did you always want to be Marilyn? And it's a song about, like, everybody wanted to be you, but did you want to be that person? Did you want to be the it girl? Did you want to be in the spotlight like that? Like, I think that that one is just gonna touch my heart, and yeah, I couldn't put it lower than 3. I really couldn't. And it's the closing track on the album. Why am I getting so emotional, like, just literally thinking about this? I think it could be like kind of like Lucky One-esque, and the Lucky One is one of my all-time favorite Taylor songs, so we will see. Number 2, My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. Oh, let me tell you, this is another title where I'm like, I am sat. My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys. The toy, I don't think that we're talking about Legos here. I think that we are in fact talking about his favorite toy being Taylor. Like, manipulation is going to be, I think, the main focus of the song. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. We still have a whole month, but this will be a blast to listen to after the album comes out, because we'll see what the vibes are. If I was right. If I was probably wrong. But it's just fun regardless to think, oh my god, this one I feel like is gonna be a bop. And that brings me to number 1, which is Fresh Out the Slammer. Oh my god, I feel like this one is going to be the biggest bop on the album. I feel like this one is going to bring the house down. Like, I feel like this one is going to be like, well, the Lover House, the Tortured Poets Department is not fitting in this Lover House, let me tell you that. I think this one is going to be the one that absolutely is just like so kick ass on this album. I am so drawn to this title, like Fresh Out the Slammer. Like, she felt trapped. She was not being bejeweled. She was in fact the basement when she needs to be the penthouse of everybody's heart. Like, I'm so serious. Like, I can't stop thinking about the connections of this album, and just merely based on the titles what I can think about Bejeweled. Like, don't put me in the basement when I want the penthouse of your heart. She was sat in that basement and she was in a dark place, and then now she's being bejeweled. And I just feel like this one is gonna be like the power anthem of the album, the everything anthem of the album. Like, I just feel like this one is just gonna be I feel like this one could also be like potentially maybe a single. I don't know. I am claiming Fresh Out the Slammer right from the gate, because I just feel like it's gonna be an epic song. I just think of the pictures of Taylor a couple days after the announcement, and she was in New York City, and she just looked like glowing. Like, she was just looking, she was just glowing. And so when I think of Fresh Out the Slammer, I think of this Taylor right here, and I just think, oh, she was cooking. That girl was cooking. But I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is going to be a blast, like I said, to listen to after the Tortured Poets Department comes out, because let me just say, the thing is, Taylor Swift is not predictable, and we can try and make all the predictions in the world, but we're probably going to be wrong. And that's why it's fun to make these videos and see if I had 1 ounce of, was I correct? Probably not, but I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. I absolutely cannot wait for the Tortured Poets Department. If you guys have any ideas, like, of things you want me to make video wise before the Tortured Poets Department comes out, just let me know below. And I'm so excited, you guys. I love you guys so much, and trust me, I will vlog release day. Don't you worry. And like, when merch comes out, we'll talk about that. But yeah, you guys, I love you guys so much. If you are excited for the Tortured Poets Department, or you love Taylor in general, let me tell you, you're in the right spot, and this is a Swiftie safe space. So I love you guys so much. I hope this video entertains you in some way, and I sincerely hope I see you, yes, you, in the next one. Bye, guys.